Hello everyone, thanks for dropping by. I followed Doomcock/Overlord's YouTube channel, I've subscribed to it, and 4 days ago he did a video about how she might not be going after all next year when her contract runs out. So over the weekend I had a look around to see if I could find anything to confirm that or not, and I found two articles. One is from LRM Online. It's dated 23rd of July 2020, or about 4 or 5 months ago. As you can see, it says no, Kathleen Kennedy is not getting pushed out of Lucasfilm, and there is no internal civil war that Doomcock's sources said there was. LRM's top shelf rumour. And it just goes on about there have been rumours in recent weeks surrounding a supposed civil war between Kennedy and creatives Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni. And more recently, there's been another one that revolves around Kennedy exiting and being replaced by George Lucas. Well, I can't see George coming in because he's 70-odd years old now and he's really getting old. I don't think he'll have the drive to do it. Plus, he's a hands-on guy that wants everything to do it his way, and he's not really a team player. Goes on, according to said rumour, Lucas is desperate to return and save Star Wars. Maybe it is, but he could probably come back as a consultant. And the next paragraph, I'm here to say that our own source within Lucasfilm says very differently. More specifically, they say there is no talk about Kennedy leaving anytime soon. At present, she has her attention focused on the film side of things up Lucasfilm. Well, that's all come to a stop with the coronavirus pandemic lockdown everywhere, while Favreau and Filoni are more focused on Disney Plus content, which is the only thing that's really keeping Star Wars going, i.e. The Mandalorian. Furthermore, our source added that the rumoured civil war is not true and that they trio's working relationship is fine. Well, if it's working fine, why has she been banned from the set of The Mandalorian? No, there's not to say she won't leave when her contract ends in 21. That's still possible, but contrary to popular rumours, there aren't a mad scrabble to shove her out the door. Should have been fired, not shoved her out the door. In fact, it very much sounds like Kennedy could be there for as long as she wants. Now, on that basis, I had a look around and I found this site, Pirates and Princesses, dated November 23rd, 2020, and as you can see, Disney Plus may save Kathleen Kennedy's job. The article goes on, we're hearing about a change of foot over at Lucasfilm, whereas previously we had believed that Kathleen Kennedy would leave her position as head of Lucasfilm when her contract ends, as the other article said, taking a legacy position, wherever that is, within the Walt Disney Company. Now we believe that might be in question. According to sources familiar with the ongoings of Lucasfilm, that could be Doomcock's sources and the other sources, we now believe that Mrs. Kennedy may be positioning herself to stay at Lucasfilm. We're not sure how this affects Jon Favreau and how he perceives his future with Star Wars. I've heard because of the little spat with the lead character on The Mandalorian that Kathleen Kennedy wants Favreau replaced, so she's trying to stick her nose into something that she had no business sticking her nose in, as keeping her nose out of it has made The Mandalorian successful. But we shall have to see what happens. The article goes on, the change we believe is that Mrs. Kennedy now has a successful series in The Mandalorian. It's not. She had nothing to do with it. It's only successful because she didn't have anything to do with it. And the future of entertainment appears to be long-term format series on streaming platforms. Well, that depends on how this coronavirus pandemic lockdown quarantine period all over the Western world and in America pans out, and if next year it gets lifted and the cinemas can reopen again. Big budget feature film may no longer be the king of the cinematic revenue system. Well, that's the main source of income for studios making big budget films. They're not going to make much money by just streaming platforms. The article says, and rather series like The Mandalorian and Stranger Things could be the paradigm shift. I can't see that happening. Combined with the power of a successful series on Disney Plus, well, that's the only thing that's keeping Disney Plus going. Perhaps the most important asset on Disney Plus. The job opportunities in Hollywood going forward are limited and changing. In other words, because of the pandemic lockdown quarantine period all over America, she's probably had a look around and all the studios have seen her track record and they say, sorry Kathleen, but I'm afraid we don't really need you. Best of luck, goodbye. It says, whereas Kennedy could have had a choice of position before the pandemic, and what I've just said, that's no longer so certain. That could be right across Hollywood and other executives, etc. They find that the job market is getting very slim indeed, and they're going to have to either change the ways or they're going to have a period of unemployment. This provides her with incentive to keep the current job, i.e. she's going to have to bite the bullet and do as she's told. We also believe she's interested in pushing her ideological views. Well, she's not going to be pushing much if she's kept out of Star Wars. And a new strategy has been formed in which properties like The Mandalorian are protected from such measures, which is good, while other new series are given license to push the philosophical boundaries. Well, all these philosophical boundaries won't make any money. It's only The Mandalorian which is making money. We believe Leslie Headland is part of that strategy. Well, she's useless if she's anything like Kathleen Kennedy. And it goes on a sort of explanation, blah, blah, blah. So would Kathleen Kennedy be on board with anything that could harm Disney Plus numbers should she be let go? Probably. The key to this we're hearing is Kathleen wants the gig, i.e. she wants to get her nose into The Mandalorian, and if Kathleen wants it, Kathleen has the leverage to get it. Well, the fans have got the leverage because they're the ones with the money. But it all boils down to we've not got rid of her yet. On a personal level, until her and her entire story group have gone from Lucasfilm, Disney is not getting a penny from me. I could subscribe to Disney Plus within 10 minutes and start watching The Mandalorian, but I ain't going to do that because after the damage she's done to Star Wars, they're not getting a penny from me until she's gone and things can settle down with people that actually know Star Wars. The story group at at Lucasfilm are just girls and women that probably don't know anything about Star Wars, and they need to be replaced with people that actually do know about Star Wars. That should be a job description to explain on a piece of paper what you actually know about the franchise and the history and the legacy of Star Wars. Not just get it on the basis of your political views and what sex you are. Anyway, sorry it's a bit iffy this one, but things are happening there and we're going to have to wait and see next year whether she goes or not. Personally, I hope she does, but it looks like with these two articles we haven't got rid of her yet. Anyway, that's it for this one, people. You know the routine. Like, dislike, comment, subscribe. It's completely up to you. So until next Monday, it could be another one about Star Wars, depending on what I find out, or it could be going back to MGTOW. Until then, though, that's it. Bye-bye.